30 for 30, presented by Buick Verano.
Super Toine coming out with 3 greatest, all of them for goals, and staying on the sideline like, dude, I've never seen anything like that in my life before.
And then there goes Toine doing it a third time. It's like, what?
And he plants and probably goes 11.5 feet in the air.
I only remember like 3 games or 4 games of my life. That was definitely one of them.
Toine picks up the assist, and the clock, as you see, stops with 5:41 to go in the first. Toine, a pretty gifted freestyle rapper, freestyle thrower. He moves his release points around. He likes those high releases. He can move the flick up and down, throw some upside downs. The self-proclaimed greatest rapping Frisbee player in the world.
Yeah, it's no surprise he's stacking stats this early in the game.
It was early in the year, and we were trying to get the roster for all the Ball State Wizards Ultimate players, see what we can get for the team. And one of the guys from my hometown who lived in the dorms called me up and said he knew a guy that might be interested in playing some Ultimate. Gave me his number. I won't tell you what his real name was, but I called him at the dorms and asked him if he wanted to come out to practice. And he said, yeah, he was interested, and he came and met us at practice. And that guy ended up being Toine.
In 2002, some of us Ball Staters were able to go to Poultry Days and play with the Indianapolis team, and had the pleasure of being a teammate of Toine's at Ball State, and then we went down there and played Poultry Days together, and that's where Super Toine earned his nickname.
I was on the sidelines, and I remember the play kind of developing, and a swing pass went to KG.
I'm looking around. I see Toine, he was Toine at that time, making an in cut. I stepped out around my defender and threw it as hard as I could, and the disc sailed high, really high.
Everybody was sure that it was going over Toine's head.
He just jumped as high as he could. His defender jumped also, but it didn't look like his defender jumped at all.
And it was like multiple levels of getting up. Like, he left the ground and he was up there, and then he just kept going and going and going.
And probably goes 11.5 feet in the air and takes this disc straight out of the air.
And he pulled this catch down that was just disgusting.
It was the most athletic play I'd seen in Ultimate ever.
And I remember like the field almost stopping.
And everybody on both teams, on both sidelines, was completely amazed that he was able to get a hand on that disc, because it was one of the highest throws and the highest catches that anybody had ever seen.
We had to select an all-star for that night's all-star game. And it was like, there's only one person who can do it. It's got to be Super Toine. And from that point on, the name was launched.
Defended over the top by Antoine. Toine read that all the way. I thought he delayed a little too long. I thought Reef rather. You ain't catching no Frisbees. You ain't catching no Frisbees. Yes, I am the greatest. Please let me explain this. 3 times in the game, Super Toine done had the greatest, and all of them for goals.
I mean, I only remember like 3 games or 4 games of my life.
A game against Haymaker.
That was definitely one of them.
Super Toine coming out with 3 greatest, all of them for goals.
I mean, you seldom see maybe 1 greatest a tournament, but it was like 3 greatest in 1 game never happens.
3 greatest in 1 game. I don't think that's ever happened.
And then for all of them to be for touchdowns too is a little something special.
I remember the first 2 greatest, both for goals, and a guy on Haymaker turns over to our sideline and he's like, he does it again, we just give up. And then there goes Toine doing it a third time. It's like, what?
The greatest is when someone like, if it was a football game, it'd be like if the football was flying out of bounds and you like jumped out of bounds and threw the football back in bounds and someone caught it. That's essentially what a greatest is.
Dude, I've never seen anything like that in my life before.
30 for 30, presented by Buick Verano.
It was one Monday night, I was out. I was entertaining clients and stayed out late. I didn't want to go upstairs and wake up the wife. I slept on the sofa, and then next morning about 7:30, sun's coming in, I roll over and I turn the TV on. There's Super Toine sitting at the anchor desk with a 40.
Yo, right about now, this freestyle has no rehearsal. They just want me to take these cats to commercial so my fans can call up and just vote. Go ahead, that already happened. So what's dope? This 40 ounce, but it's only cough scissor. When I grab the microphone, MCs just get her. Unfortunately, I might not have a job here, but it's all good. I'll be back next year.
I want to know how you do it. How does that come to your head? How does that come to your head?
First night, Toine came up in the hip hop night. Like, oh, it's a white dude up there rapping, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's the first time ever. So
It was a little rough crowd. You know, Toine wasn't really getting much respect for sure.
And of course, this motherfucker's on the side talking shit, because that's what always happens at hip hop night with the MCs. Everybody loves talking shit.
Another one of the goofy ass white boys I done seen on that same downstage. It was a battle night, but it was like where you had to not just win your battle and then come back and like rounds and brackets and shit. It was just like if you win, you keep on going type shit.
When he got up on stage, everybody kept on coming up to me like, yo, man, so when Blue Collar get back? And I'm like, that ain't Blue Collar.
Being what it was, you know, it was just taking it seriously as I always do. So, you know, it was like another competitor. Here we go. You know, it's time to get it.
He gets up, starts battling, dusts off the first dude. Couple people like, oh snap, oh shit.
Seen him dust off a few motherfuckers I kind of expected a motherfucker to dust off.
You said something in those rhymes like 911, so I'm gonna battle with that and start this for fun. I don't like the cops, fuck the boys in blue. Fuck 911, this is 912. So exactly, that's how it goes. I'm displacing skill when I freestyle flow. Who gives a fuck exactly about my white face? Cause it makes me stand out, kinda like that white tape. So on to you.
Gets a little later on, dusts off a couple other dudes.
But ended up facing Zone D, who in that point, you know, was like Hercules to me.
Zone D is my friend, and I say that motherfucker was the best rapper at motherfucking hip hop night for sure, for years. Then I seen that motherfucker beat D, and I realized that he was the real deal. You dig? That motherfucking can battle rap.
I love hip hop, that's the reason I rap. Is it a man or a woman? I can't tell. It's Pat, a Saturday Night Live skit. I'm trying to tell if you're a Dave Chappelle guy just trying to play a bitch. I mean, you got the bald head with a little bit of hair, but I promise if it's someone who's 4 feet, I won't go there. It must be hard as hell trying to live that life, trying to be a husband but playing the role of a wife. I mean, I understand what I'm battling type.
It's just a great night to see someone new come in and just wreck clean shop.
Make some noise for Toine on the right, yo. Gonna give that one to Toine, but quick note, yo. This is homegirl's first time here. She's back like, I don't know if you know, this dude is like one of our running champs.
30 for 30, presented by Buick Verano.
Carpenter looking, 6 seconds. Goes with the hammer. He's gonna have to send it in. He's got Toine. Toine comes up with it. With no time on the clock. Gets his first goal of the game. It's always a little bit exciting when Toine gets a goal, right?
Yeah, he's got a reputation for himself. Another guy who moved away, and we're actually very lucky to have him traveling up from Savannah, Georgia. North Central guy. Been playing Frisbee for a long time, so great to see him out there. Hashtag Super Toine if you're paying attention at home.